So you might have gotten one of those mailers from a company called Simple Path Financial. Maybe it looked like a check or offered you a loan at 5.99% interest. Or maybe you saw a review online, like one from BBB, where someone said they applied thinking they'd get a loan, but ended up getting pitched a debt settlement program instead. That kind of bait and switch, it happens way more often than people think. So let's talk about what's really going on. Hey guys, it's Justin from Ascend. In this video, I'm going to break down what Simple Path Financial may actually be offering, what real customers are actually saying, and how to figure out whether a loan, debt settlement, or an alternative option might be the best for you. Also, just a quick heads up, this video is just for informational purposes. It should not be construed as any kind of legal or financial advice. So if you're currently trying to figure out what path makes sense for your situation, we built a free calculator that compares options like credit counseling, debt settlement, bankruptcy, and more, based on your real numbers. No email required unless you want help. We'll talk about this more later on. Okay, so what is Simple Path Financial actually offering? Well, they seem to market themselves as offering debt consolidation loans. But from what we've seen and what a lot of reviewers have shared, many people apply expecting a loan and end up being steered towards a debt relief program instead. And just to be clear, a loan and a debt settlement program are two completely different things. A loan means you get a lump sum to pay off your debts and then repay that loan with interest. If you make your payments on time, it could even help your credit. But on the other hand, a debt settlement programs means you actually stop paying your debts. Instead, you're making a monthly deposit into this like special purpose bank account, and then a company uses that money to negotiate with your creditors for less than what's owed. Now, keep in mind, debt settlement can be helpful for the right person, but it comes with trade-offs. Collections can continue, your credit can take a hit, and the debt settlement fees can add up. So it's ultimately important to know what you're getting into before you commit. Just for context, in most debt settlement programs, the debt settlement fees from a company can range from 15 to 25% of your enrolled debt amount. So if you enroll $20,000 in the program, you might end up paying $3,000 to $5,000 in fees. All right, so what are people saying about Simple Path? Well, let's look at Better Business Bureau. It seems like they have a 4.69 star rating with over 500 reviews. But if you actually read the reviews, most of them are super generic. They talk about how nice the reps were, but not actually about the results. The Google reviews have a little more in depth. They've got a 4.8 star average with over 400 reviews. A few people said they actually got loans, but others still felt like the reviews were a little too formulaic. You know the ones, everything was great, with no details. So just take time to read through a variety before deciding. Now, if we look at Trustpilot, it seems to be where they're most active. They have over 1,000 reviews and it's a 4.9 star rating. Again, a lot of mentions of friendly reps, but not as much detail on whether the program actually worked out long term. So that's the big question, right? Are people reviewing the service or just the sales call? So now let's take a second and talk about the calculator I mentioned before and the heart behind it. If you're here, chances are you're trying to make a smart decision about your debt. And unfortunately, a lot of companies out there aren't trying to help you make a smart decision, trying to push you into whatever program makes them the most money. But when it comes to your finances, the last thing you need is pressure. So we built our calculator to give people the exact opposite experience. It's 100% free, zero pressure, no phone number or email required unless you do want help. You can plug in your real income and expenses, and it shows you how your options compare side by side, whether that's debt payoff planning, debt settlement, nonprofit credit counseling, or bankruptcy. All broken down. That way, you can make the most informed decision that fits your life. Okay, so with that in mind, if you've already tried to get a loan through Simple Path and you ended up being denied, don't stress. Sadly, you're not actually alone. Some people do get approved, but there are others that are offered programs that have higher costs, longer durations, and more impact on their credit. And again, that doesn't mean that they're bad options, but you should at least understand what you're signing up for. So if your balances are high, or if you're putting more on your cards than you're paying off every month, it could be time to look at relief options. Whether that's nonprofit credit counseling, for example, that could help. It's usually done through a nonprofit and involves working with your creditors to lower your interest rates and get you on a one fixed monthly payment. And because your debts stay current, credit won't take the same hit that it would in a debt settlement program. It can be a solid, less damaging alternative, especially if you still have income, but just need a better way to manage payments. That nonprofit option is also something we include in the calculator. With that in mind, if things are more stressful, if you're falling behind or getting collection calls, then debt settlement or bankruptcy may actually make sense. My point is, there are options, and we want to help you compare them all clearly. Thank you for sticking around. Let's wrap this up. If you're considering Simple Path Financial, just be aware that some people get loans, but others may be offered a totally different kind of program instead. Again, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but you should just know what it is, how much it costs, and how it compares to everything else out there. So with that in mind, take 2 minutes, check out our calculator linked below. It could help you find a faster, more affordable, and more confident way forward. And if you're wondering what the debt relief process actually looks like, we've got a video right here that walks you through it step by step. All right, well, thank you so much for watching. If this helped, give it a like, subscribe, and drop a comment down below if you've had experience with Simple Path Financial or one of their offers. We'd love to hear your story, and we're always here to help. Take care.